Bodyworks Velcresion therapy is a new formulation of advanced remedial massage technique. Velcresions is the name I have given to tissues adhering like Velcro in key locations on the body. Velcresions are all around the body. They're tissues tightening like little wrinkles. How we undo them is by softening them and pushing them off over the edge of a bone. We can break them apart mechanically. Tissue adhesions are in the clavicle line, they're on top of the rotator cuff, they're tightening up on top of the axis here to hold the head upright, they're tightening up on top of the shoulder blade here to pull the head back, and they're tightening up here on the iliac crest, the lower back, to bring the body back. Unfortunately, they're still loading at the front on the slack. So they're loading into the clavicle line here, they're loading down into the groin, on top of the knees, over the knees, down the shins, and they even make the toes buckle. Velcresion therapy consists of 4 unique processes. The visual appearance standard is an anatomical truth, and it's depicted by a straight clavicle, an even triangle here, and that's the plinth which holds up master control, the brain. The other yardstick is the arm bone. Sits in a very shallow socket here, what I call marched wall. It sits down alongside the thigh. When that is in situ, then the brain is balanced on the back of the shoulders, and the weight of the body is down the back of the legs. When that is correct, the body is balanced. Why this is important is this is like a coat hanger line. All the muscles that hold our body up come to this point here somewhere. We've got chest muscles to here, arm muscles to here indirectly and directly. We've got upper back muscles to here, and our lower back muscle comes to under the arm. So if this line is out of kilter, as in a right shoulder drop, this will affect the whole balance of the body's structure and the organs, and this is what happens when somebody has an anterior shoulder rotation. This lady client is a typical example of a right shoulder drop. If you'd like to have a look at the rotator cuff here, you can see that that arm has rotated forward. The arm here is now paddling down the road. The bowl of this arm has gone forward in comparison with this left shoulder. So it's also pulling the ear around, and it's also squashing down here over the liver. Further on down the body, the pelvis is rotating slightly, and this would cause lower back problems and sciatica, and it's made the leg kick out to counteract and to balance the body. The triangle is quite big on the right side, and the triangle here on the left side is quite small, and that's where the Velcresion effect is there, and that's where the Velcresion effect is there. Velcresion therapy is a result of 40,000 hours of hands-on treatment and over 22 years of research. What I've discovered is when there's been a jolt to the arm bones, as in a fall or a football accident, there has been a movement in the arm bone here which has relocated the arm bones into a forward position. And this is what I call paddle walking down the road. When this is apparent, the clavicle goes off at an angle and the feet start turning out, and it would start looking like this, the good old Aussie footballer. But what's also happened is the weight load has gone forward. And if the arm bones haven't been put back into the right position, the weight stays forward. And then the plumb line here has been lost. Point 2 is how do we undo these tissue adhesions which are stuck like Velcro? They're here to hold the body upright. What I found is a methodology which, if they're wrinkled like my shirt here, you push them off over the edge of the bone and they break apart. I can also use mechanical means to pull the shoulder apart. There are two major Velcresian key locations. One lot here, and how we unlock these is a methodology like this, pushing off the edge of a bone. This is a Velcresian key location on top of the knees, through the knees. These wrinkles are what's happening underneath. Unlocking, there are all sorts of methods. The wrist has a Velcresian build-up here. This can cause carpal tunnel. If there's a build-up on the key location of the elbow, that will cause elbow problems. This is a most important Velcresian build-up spot. Where all these creases and wrinkles are on the outside, this is what's happening on the inside. And that is jamming up the rotator cuff, it's jamming up the shoulder blade into this position, it's jamming into the neck, and it actually reverberates all the way down into the hips and down to the feet. So this is how we do the arm rotation. Client's got to be nice and relaxed. We bring it up here, push it in, and take it over the top. Give it a good stretch, and now tune all the muscles in. So we've done those, so we're going back into the scrunch position and seeing what we find. There's a whole new batch, see? So this particular Velcresian methodology is not exactly over the bone, but it's pulling the muscles over each other, so they're being stripped. And now I'm going to stretch this poor arm out and tune it in at a key location there. And I want you to relax at the elbow, and we're going jiving together. And this unlocks the rotator cuff more succinctly from a posterior misalignment. There we go. This extraordinary therapy specialises in the fast treatment of chronic pain and tension. This includes neck tension, lower back problems, rotator cuff problems, ball and sockets and hinges throughout the body. Here are my unique stretches. There are 8 rip stretches designed to unlock the body at key locations and landing stations. The number 1 stretch is the most important one to remember, and that is to get the arm bone straight back into the rotator cuff on a daily basis. This will straighten up your clavicle line. So number 1, I want you to lean back, and then I want you to stretch your arm up straight, elbow to the ear, straighten the elbow, stretch the hand facing the head, and take the arm straight back with no twisting at the wrist. And it comes back to along the centre of the thigh. Straight up, facing the head, take it straight on back, and you can turn this part of the body like that. So it comes back to the straight line, and then you lock it in. That brings the clavicle into the straight position. Number 2 stretch is rip as a diagonal. Rip as a diagonal. And this is unlocking all tissues all down the sternum and lifting up and pulling back the pectoralis majors, chest muscles. Number 3 is the hug. It stretches apart a deep set of muscles called the rhomboids, and this counteracts most people's lifestyle where they scrunch and hunch their shoulders. The hug lets it go. Then we go into number 4 stretch, which is a big stretch, a yawn to unlock the key location at the jawline. Take the arm straight on back, lock in, stretch your neck back, opens up the throat, stretch your neck forward for the dowager's hump, to the side for the carotid arteries. Number 5 stretch is rip to the ceiling, rip to the hip, rip to the ceiling, rip to the hip. And this undoes tissue adhesions all through the rib cage at the side and the last rib to the hip bone. Now number 6 is designed for opening up the triangle here at the clavicle. Very important. So you rip to the floor, head the opposite direction. Rip to the floor, head the opposite direction. And this is for opening up the carotid artery area. Number 7 is rip to the wall, thumbs ahead, and that's for unlocking the elbows, the poor forgotten elbows. Every job that we have in our life, including sleeping, has a bent elbow which rotates the arms forward. Now number 8 is one stretch that will unlock the whole of the lower portion of the body. This is what I call the straight foot, flat foot squat, and it's for lengthening the quad or thigh muscles, unlocking shins and knees, making them looser, and it's performed like this. Now for number 8 stretch, hang on to a bar, a quite solid bar, and what you're going to do now is do a squat, a straight foot, flat foot squat, heels on the ground. Stretch your arms out, you can stretch your lower back and use this for a lower back stretch, and then gradually come on up. Now these stretches should be done on a daily basis. If you can do them once or twice a day, that's good. But they are designed to counteract modern day society lifestyle problems. These are the exercises in sequence. Number 1, number 2, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, 7, 8. In conclusion, Bodyworks Velcretion Therapy can help everyone stay in alignment and in good health.